Oh, this is what I wanted to watch. Nick Fuentes. He's always entertaining, and he thinks Hasan Piker should be imprisoned. So this is probably going to be interesting. Let's give this a watch.
So our big story from this weekend is that the left-wing socialist Twitch streamer Hasan Piker has officially been subpoenaed by the Department of Justice. This is in connection with his trip to Cuba.
Yes, but you know what's going to happen? Someone is going to ask him, did you shock your dog? Someone. It won't be on topic, but there's going to be some politician that's going to ask him about that. And how is Hasan going to answer it? I think he's going to plead the fifth.
A couple of weeks ago, and I'll read you the story about this. This is from the New York Post. It says, quote, far-left streamer Hasan Piker has been visibly rattled by the federal investigation into whether his jaunt to Cuba in March violated U.S. sanctions. And if you saw the clip, bro was not happy.
By the way, I don't think he should, even for all the reasons to go after Hasan Piker, this one I think is bullshit.
He said, this is not great.
I am not a supporter of U.S. sanctions.
I mean, it's bullshit, but still not great. They're after your boy. They're up my ass, he says. Over the weekend, Fox News reported that the feds subpoenaed Piker and Code Pink co-founder Medea Benjamin over their trip to the communist island off the coast of Florida. Piker and Benjamin were two of more than 36 individuals under investigation by the Treasury Department, and that's part of their Office of Foreign Assets Control. The subpoenas for communications and other relevant documents came in response to an online rumor that he and his comrades stayed at a sanctioned hotel in Havana. The participants in the trip have denied this rumor. Piker was among hundreds of lefties who joined the Nuestra America convoy, featuring socialists from Europe and North America who traveled to Cuba under the pretense of distributing humanitarian aid. So I saw this story, and let's just say, for openers, what Hasan Piker is. Okay, before anybody gets it twisted. For those that don't know, Hasan...
I don't support...
Proton snail.
The entire Iran and Ukraine section basically went over 2 videos on that. Now we're on Nick Fuentes, and he thinks Hasan Piker should be in prison. And I think I'm disagreeing with him here. So I think that going after someone on bullshit, what they tried to do on Trump on the first term of impeach him for nonsense. That's what they're trying to do with Hasan Piker. It's for violating sanctions. Yeah, I don't think he should be going after him for this. I'm not a supporter of sanctions.
Hasan Piker is a far-left, progressive, democratic socialist. He is the nephew of Cenk Uygur, the founder of the Young Turks.
Yes.
He is an advocate for many DSA members, progressive members of the...
I actually been watching the Young Turks lately, and on the Iran war situation. Yeah, it's pretty good coverage. Also, on their channel, they've mentioned World Trade Center 7 and Pizzagate. They've covered both those topics. Anyone who's covering those topics, I think, is on the right side in my book.
The Democratic Party. And he's probably, arguably, one of the biggest political streamers in the country, and he's on Twitch. He's advocated for violence against people like Rick Scott, against Charlie Kirk, against Trump, against a number of other people. Mm-hmm. So now he's under investigation by the Treasury Department and by the DOJ because he went to Cuba and allegedly stayed at some sanctioned hotel. They say that he violated U.S. sanctions against Cuba even just by staying there or potentially being there. Now, I saw a number of people say,
I might be able to get on board with going after Hasan Piker for animal abuse. If you really want to go after him for something that I could support, maybe the animal abuse angle. But this staying at a hotel in Cuba, that's what you're going to go after him for? Fuck that.
Seem maybe to imply that because Hasan Piker has criticized Israel in the past, that he is some kind of ally of ours. People are saying that because he has criticized Netanyahu in the war in Gaza and Israel at some point in time,
we should just be against the government going after people for bullshit reasons in general. We should be against that. Period. Going after Alex Jones for a $1 billion defamation. We should be against that. We should be against going after Hasan Piker for staying at a hotel. It's some real crime. Something that actually hurt someone. then maybe, then go after them. But for not, if you're going to ask me to support going after Hasan Piker for staying at a bloody hotel, I'm going to say, fuck you.
That this investigation into him was brought down by the Jews. It was brought down by the Zionists and the Trump administration, and that's why we have to be sympathetic. So, for example, I saw Sneeko and I saw a number of other people say, well, even though we don't like Hasan Piker, and even though he doesn't like us, and even though he's an ideological enemy, they say we should not cheer on his persecution because it sets a precedent. They say this is dystopian, this sets a precedent.
It is dystopian, and it does set a precedent, but going after Alex Jones sets a precedent. Yes, we need to fight every one of those cases. Government should only go after actual crimes. Staying at a hotel is not a crime that you should be prosecuting one of the biggest streamers on Twitch for.
That if we allow the Trump administration to crack down on Hasan Piker, then they will do the same to other Israel critical voices. And so there's this sense of camaraderie. There's a sense of unity. We're all in it together. He's Israel critical. He's under an attack. He's under attack. And so it's something like an attack on one is, in theory, on a long enough timeline, an attack on all of us. Further, people...
No, it's some people might be making that case. I'm not even thinking of it from the Israeli angle. I'm thinking of it from someone who has been on the receiving end of censorship and delisting and algorithms on Google when I actually had a website because of the topics I covered and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. And do you think it's good that you were deplatformed, Nick Fuentes? Is it okay to go after people for bullshit reasons? I mean, that's basically what you get down to it. This is what it is, going after someone for bullshit reasons. Are you in favor of that? Are you in favor of being deplatformed for stuff you never did? Because that's what they're trying to do to Hasan Piker too.
People say that even though he's a left-wing streamer, they say in reality, whether you criticize Israel from the right or whether you criticize Israel from the left, this is an artificial divide. It's a fake spectrum. It's a horseshoe. Whereas we think we are on two sides, opposite sides of a right and left spectrum, in reality, we are on the same side of a vertical spectrum.
He's just making it complicated. Some people, everyone has different positions on different issues. Some people have more informed and know what Israel has done in Gaza, knows what it's done in Syria, knows where it's done virtually anywhere, and don't like Israel because of it. And you can be on the right or the left. People don't like watching children die, no matter where it is, don't like watching churches be destroyed. Christians being genocided in Syria, a lot of people on the right and left don't like that. It doesn't matter. So, it's just people are on the same side because that's the right side. Stop trying to make it complicated, Nick.
So on a horizontal spectrum, we might be all the way over here on the right, and he might be all the way over there on the left.
No, we oppose it for ultimately the same reason, most of us, is that what Israel's doing is fucking wrong. Some on the right have the additional thing of that it's completely not in our interest, we should not be funding that too. Yes, there's that additional angle. But I think a lot of people on the right also just don't like Gaza getting leveled.
Another dimension that on a vertical spectrum of being against Israel and supporting Israel, we are on the same wavelength. We are on the same quadrant or side of that axis. These are some of the things that people are saying. I would like to address this idea in general because to me, this is the biggest and most relevant idea when it comes to Hasan Piker and the persecution against him. I would like to point out for everybody watching right now,
I'm not going to agree with this, I think,
that the precedent has already been set for all of this. You want to talk about censorship, debanking, hate speech legislation, weaponization of the DOJ. You think going after Hasan Piker sets the precedent? This is the precedent.
Yeah, no, but this is why I absolutely hate it. Your argument here, right here. They went after President Trump because he was anti-establishment. They're going after Hasan Piker because he's anti-establishment. This is not a case where you need to use the weapons they used against you. No, this is the deep state fucking over people that are anti-establishment in both cases. Because Hasan Piker, he goes along with leftist thinking, whatever, but he is 100% anti-establishment on Israel and U.S. internationally and a bunch of topics. So he is being silenced for exactly the same reason Trump was, and you're either against that. He's being silenced for exactly the same reason you were deplatformed, Nick Fuentes. If you are siding with the people going after Hasan Piker, you are siding with the people that tried to deplatform you. You're an idiot.
This has been the precedent. By the way, this has been the precedent for decades. And who set the precedent? Because I seem to recall that it is and always has been the far left that has been advocating for far-right anti-Semites.
No. Yeah, maybe you're young, you haven't covered it as long, but I guarantee you, back before the Trump era changed things and made anti-establishment much more aligned with the right. And so it seems like it's always the left trying to censor. But before that, I guarantee you that the right censored just as much. The right deplatformed just as much, because the right was establishment too. Before Trump, the Republican Party was just much as part as a uniparty as the left. And so when I was blogging, for example, it wasn't coming from the left. It was coming from both the left and the right. The efforts to hide stuff about financial fraud, the real reason for the financial crisis, stuff like that. Yeah, it was coming from the uniparty. So that's bullshit.
Of Israel, fascists, National Socialists to be debanked, censored, jailed, the rest of it. Look at the experience of me and this show. Think about Hasan Piker for a
moment. Yes. The same deep state, the same establishment. This is the government, whatever, that's going after and doing this. That went after you is going after Hasan Piker. You're siding with the people that fucked you over. You're being an idiot.
Moment. He is on Twitch right now. Twitch is owned by Amazon. He's on Twitter with a verified account. He's on Instagram with a verified account. He is on TikTok. He is on YouTube. He is on Spotify. He is on all these services. He has made millions of dollars over the years. He has never, as far as I know, up until this point, been subpoenaed. He's never lost access to a big tech platform or a big tech service.
This sounds like jealousy.
Like PayPal or Stripe or Uber. Never lost access to the social platforms like YouTube or Instagram or Facebook. In the meantime, literally everybody on the right has had all of that happen to them. And I know because I'm one of them. When right-wing people went to Charlottesville and said Jews will not replace...
Yes, in post-Trump era, after he was elected in 2016, people on the right got hit with censorship disproportionately. From 2016 onwards, because of Trump trying to remake the Republican Party in more anti-establishment image. And it forced the deep state, the establishment, to align with the left. And resulted in a lot of censorship directed against right-wing commentators like yourself. That is true. But you're that the only reason that's the case, Nick Fuentes, let me be specific, is because the left was establishment. And that's why they didn't get censored. Hasan Piker is anti-establishment. He is in the same category as you. And the people going after him, it's not the right, it's the deep state.
Us. And there was a variety of people in attendance. There were immigration restrictionists and National Socialists. There were neo-Confederates and white identitarians. There were paleocons. There were people that were there because they were concerned about the Robert E. Lee Monument. You know what happened to those people? Those people were doxxed. They were harassed at their homes. Their families were harassed at their homes. They lost their jobs. They lost their Twitter accounts. They lost their bank accounts.
Yes, I can understand that's your experience. It might have shaped you. That's why you're saying all this. I can tell you that my experience before 2016 is I've watched people, and the people who are covering the same topics as I was covering, being unlisted in like YouTube, Google search results, censored and shadow banned on Twitter and YouTube and all of that. And it was not being done by the left. It was being done by both the left and right. It was by the government as a whole. It's so it's the deep state. I know the deep state is the enemy. It's not the left.
Counts. They were charged 5 years later under the Biden administration under the Ku Klux Klan statute in Virginia. The groups that organized it were sued by the far left SPLC. So let me ask you this. When all those far-right people that went to that rally, when the government was being weaponized against them, when the big tech billionaires were cracking down on them, when the far-left activist organizations with $700 million in offshore bank accounts in the Caribbean islands, when they were suing those people, where was Cenk Uygur? Where was Hasan Piker? Where was the far...
Asmongold wasn't covering politics either, and Hasan Piker wasn't big back then.
Far left? Where was this ecumenical far left, far right unity back
Not
then?
in the way it is
Hasan
today.
Piker pick up the phone and call his DSA allies at Right Wing Watch and SPLC and tell them it's all one struggle against Israel? When the Biden administration brought the KKK statutes against people 5 years after the fact, did Hasan pick up the phone and call his Democrat allies, or go in public and criticize the Biden administration and say, we need to let these people go? Not only did the far left not advocate on our behalf, they were actually leading the charge to get us destroyed the entire time, repeatedly, for years. I remember the only time I was ever on a Twitch stream with Hasan Piker.
Cancel
it was
culture.
April 2019.
So you're saying someone to support cancel culture, it's okay when cancel culture comes for them. If it's on that level, that is something that I hate, cancel culture. And yes, Hasan Piker has most likely participated in... Has he? He is never... I don't remember actually hearing him being to the forefront of any cancellation attempts. He goes along with them, but he doesn't... I don't think he's huge on cancel culture. He's more big on labeling people pedophiles that he doesn't like and sending his chat to attack them. I don't know. Yeah, Hasan has done some things that I think are unwise and not great, to put it mildly. But I still don't... This is the government weaponizing the State Department to go after someone for staying at a hotel. It's wrong.
I did a debate. It was me and Carl Benjamin against him and Destiny. About a week after that debate, I lost my Twitch account forever. Now, bear in mind, if I was on Twitch for the past 10 years and I was fully monetized, I would probably be 5 times as famous, 10 times as rich. My life would have been far easier.
Yes, and I could say the same thing, Nick Fuentes. If I had never stopped my YouTube channel in 2011, I'd probably be a lot richer too today. I ultimately thought it was... Yeah, no, I won't go into all that. But yeah, I'm not going to be jealous and people that were successful during that period.
I lost my Twitch account permanently 1 week after that debate because him and his co-partners' fans mass reported me. And when I got banned, did they go out and stick up for me and say, hey, this guy should really be reinstated? He's in the struggle against Israel.
Yeah, I don't fault Hasan for being wrong on certain subjects. That I'd have to fault everyone for that, practically. But I do fault him for, tasing his dog. I don't fault him heavily for that, but I do judge him. It's something I would never do. And the way he calls everyone a pedophile, every streamer that criticizes him, because he tells his audience seriously that, and tries to give examples that they're a pedophile, and sends his chat out to harass them. Yeah, that I hold against him. Those are the things. Having bad opinions, no, not so much.
No. Did they go out on their platform and say, I may not agree with him, but he should have a Twitch account? No, just the opposite.
About telling women to stay away, I actually was surprised to find out that Valkyrie was his girlfriend. A little disappointed too. She was such a big content creator. If he tases dogs, how does he treat his girlfriend?
They actually got me banned. They celebrated the banning, and then they extolled that as a useful strategy to suppress the far right. Now, these are only a couple of examples that I have firsthand knowledge of, but this, by the way, has happened with everybody and anybody. People that you like, people that you don't like, people that I like, people that I don't like. Whatever happened to the great anti-Israel activist Andrew Anglin? Well, the SPLC chased him out of the country. The Daily Stormer was one of only, I think, 3 or 4 websites ever banned from Cloudflare. He literally cannot return to the United States because the SPLC has chosen a plaintiff to sue him.
I should make a list of all the people I know that have been deplatformed and hurt. I mentioned Scott Rither earlier on the stream. He's one who was debanked, and I don't know if he's on the right or the left. He's just he's comments on geopolitics, and he said stuff that the establishment doesn't like.
Him for
He said bad stuff about Ukraine.
everything he has. Father is being harassed and stalked by these people, and recently he had to shut down his business because he makes no money. He can only collect donations through Monero and other privacy coins. What about David Duke?
All of the stuff he's saying is bad. That doesn't make what's happening to Hasan good.
Same story. Whatever happened to the rightstuff.biz? Whatever happened to Mike Enoch and Eric Stryker? These are people, by the way, that I don't even like. These are people that I feuded with on the far right. These are all people that over the past 10 years have been utterly destroyed by the billionaire class, by the Israel lobby, by Jewish groups like the ADL. All of this was visited upon them, with the far left literally leading the charge as the activists, collecting their anti-Semitic statements, running them up the flagpole, doing research and creating quantitative data about these people so that they would be permanently suppressed forever. Now think about what's happening under the Trump administration. For the first time in history, you have an ostensibly right-wing administration that is pushing back against the far left, pushing back against Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert, against the SPLC, against Antifa, against people.
Which I think it would be great if they were using legitimate grievances, legitimate crimes. Like go after Dr. Fauci for all the crimes and stuff he's done, and lying under oath and perjury and stuff like that. Yeah, I'd support that completely. Going after someone for staying in a hotel is just a waste of state resources.
Like Hasan Piker, against some of the progressive elements in the Ivy League universities. And by the way, these people are getting a small taste. Okay, they are getting a sample of what we have been going through. And by we, I mean the Groypers, I mean the far right.
Yeah, no, you never went through this. You never got accused of subpoenaed for staying at a hotel. You went after something completely different. It was...
I mean, anybody right-wing that's criticized Jews or Israel going back decades, they are getting a small taste, a small sample.
They're not going after Hasan Piker for criticizing Israel. They're going after him for staying at a hotel.
And what now do we hear from the so-called right-wing? They throw their arms up and they say, what about the precedent? They say, we may not like Hasan, but we don't agree with the government coming down on him. We may not like what they're saying, but we really need to defend their right.
Yeah, my thing is, let Trump go after Hasan Piker for a legitimate reason, and I'll be all behind it. But yeah, no, I'm not going to let them go or cheerlead them going after Hasan Piker for a bullshit reason. It just, that'll come back to bite you, anyone who supports it. I mean, it's just like I don't support Alex Jones, the bullshit defamation case against him.
To speak. And I'm sorry, why are we doing this? What is the point of this? Why would we now advocate on behalf of people that have literally been trying to get us killed? They would be indifferent if we died. On some level, they have directly or indirectly contributed to assassination.
Yes, meme Hasan to death with memes of Kaya being electrocuted, of like a communist with a Gucci bag. That's the way you ridicule Hasan. You know that Hasan, he has been deplatformed, but he has been utterly humiliated over the last few months. So it's not going well for him. He's gone to the point where a ton of people have canceled going on his show. He's been blacklisted practically by a huge part of the content creator realm. So he's had consequences for his actions, short of being deplatformed.
Nation attempts against us. And now we're advocating for some kind of both sides equivocation. They should have their civil rights. They should be free from harassment. I don't see how that benefits us. I don't see how that benefits anybody.
I don't see how going after Hasan Piker, as far as I know, if it's the case, but he hasn't said this, Hasan Piker had been leading the charge to get all these right-wing people deplatformed. and he had been coordinating the efforts to blacklist all these people, then maybe it'd be different. But as far as I know, that's not the case. Hasan Piker has just been doing his own weird shit and talking about Israel. You're not just because you were hurt, Nick Fuentes. Just don't go out and just start shooting random bullets and just saying it's justified, which is what you're doing. The person, Hasan, was not responsible for deplatforming you, Nick Fuentes. So you have your merit of, he's left wing. Well, if you think it's left wing that deplatformed you, no, it's the establishment. And the left wing was simply used as a vector to, the right wing was becoming anti-establishment because of Trump. And so the establishment was trying to silence anti-establishment views, like it's always done, even from before Trump. And it used the left to do that. And you're blaming the left when the establishment is the problem, the deep state, the ones who actually deplatformed you.
And this is why I said a few weeks.
And Hasan isn't even part of the leftist group that was going after people and trying to deplatform them. So it's someone so tangentially related to, it makes absolutely no sense to support a bullshit charge against him.
Weeks ago, one of the only good things the Trump administration can do and should do is crush the far left. Go after them.
Oh, yeah. He thinks the far left is a problem. It's not. Crushing the far left, nothing is solved.
Go after their donors. Go and look into BLM. Who was funding all of these bail funds? Who was...
Bush. Bush is part of deep state. That Bush and Obama, I think they all have the same views, all our former presidents, on all the important deep state issues. There is a uniparty. And thinking if you're just going after... Trump has freed part of the right, but there's still Lindsey Graham. This is a lot of deep state people on the Republican side. If you don't go after the source, if you just think going after the left will improve America's position, you just don't understand what's wrong in the first place.
Funding all of these defense attorneys that got all these people off during the summer of love. Go after the SPLC. Go after the ADL. Who do you think runs the ADL? And before you say Jews, it was an Obama administration alum, Jonathan Greenblatt.
But I do agree that go after everyone who did something illegal, like SPLC. It's been charged with fraud, like as it should. Charge the people who deserve it, the people on the left who actually did stuff that was wrong, like the SPLC. Hasan Piker, as far as I know, hasn't broken any laws. Don't go after him.
That runs the ADL. Go after those people. Go after their funding. Go after their professionals. Go after their networks. Go after their foot soldiers. And by the way, who exactly does it help to keep these people in business? What was Hasan Piker doing in January?
Yes, but don't equate Hasan to the SPLC, which was clearly doing actually illegal actions. It's different.
January. Was he warning about the war in Iran? Is he an activist against the war in Iran? Or was he out there in Little Somalia in Minneapolis, dressed up like Mao Zedong, LARPing as a revolutionary, advocating for Somalis who fucking steal from us to be protected from investigation by the DOJ? Him and his comrades were out there attacking ICE agents, preventing them from deporting people.
Yes.
You have him and his back.
Go after him for that. Don't go after him for staying at a hotel in Cuba. If you were going after Hasan and his group for actually obstructing ICE agents, if you'd done that at the time he was doing it, I would have 100% supported that. But going after him for staying at a hotel in Cuba months after, it's been months since these ISIS protests. Right now it just seems like silencing an anti-Israeli voice.
Ackards bailing these people out of prison.
For a bullshit reason.
What about this is helping the Israel critical cause? I'm sorry, I'm missing the point here. And here is the larger picture about all of this. I want to make this very clear.
The larger picture is go after the people who deserve it. Like the SPLC, just illegal stuff, go after them. Go after the people that deplatformed all these people on the right that you spent like 15 minutes talking about all these people. Go after the people who actually did that. Don't go after... You have this thing where you have a bunch of establishment, corrupt people on the right that want to go after people on the left, like Hasan. You have corrupt, reprehensible people, deep state people on the left that go after right-wing people that are innocent. Don't go after the innocents. Go after the deep state agents that are the problem on both the right and the left. Like the people that were trying to deplatform subpoena Hasan, go after them, and go after the people that deplatformed, all those people you're talking about.
The slogan on this shirt is America First. The name of this show is America First. This movement is called America First. It isn't called Israel Last. It isn't called anti-Israel no matter what. It's called America First.
Yes, America First. And to get America First, you need to get rid of the deep state. You need to get the rot out of the system. Siding with the rot is not America First.
What does America First mean? As it pertains to Jews and Israel, it means we have identified that Jews are an extremely organized, extremely rich, powerful, race-loyal group, and if given the privilege of power and legitimacy and authority, they will abuse it to benefit themselves at the expense of Americans. That is our beef. That's our problem. I don't hate Jews. I don't hate all Jews. I'm not out to get Jews. My ideology is America First. I believe that if you live in America and you make money in America and you have power, decision-making power over Americans, your sole and overriding interest must be the well-being of America and Americans.
And how does it help to go after Hasan Piker for staying at a hotel in Cuba? Explain just that. What you're doing is past grievances. It's because one, okay, it's on the level of saying a black guy robbed me once, so it's okay for me to hate all black people. It's on that level of thinking. Yes, left-wing groups deplatform right-wing people, but left-wing groups had nothing to do with Hasan Piker, did this evil. Don't go after Hasan Piker for that. Go after the people who actually committed the wrongs.
Well, in case you haven't noticed, Jewish billionaires, Jewish lobbying groups, Jewish activists, they don't do that. They have an enormous amount of power and influence in the media, in banking, and politics. They contribute hundreds of millions of dollars to campaigns. They have huge platforms in political media. And they have platforms in other ways, too. People like Dave Portnoy or people like Ari Emanuel have immense power in the entertainment industry. And time and again,
I watched Hasan Piker, like during the debate, Biden, Trump debate, where it was obvious to everyone that Biden was brain dead. He was calling Biden out for being brain dead and then he was not establishment. He was not line up behind Biden no matter what. He hated Biden. He didn't endorse Kamala. He was not establishment. He is not establishment, Hasan Piker. He does align on them on some issues like ICE, but the establishment would still be happy silencing him, especially with how vocal he is anti-Israel.
Abuse their influence and their power, which is a privilege, to put the interests of Israel or of Jews as a group over what is best for Americans. That's our problem. But by the way, do you know who else does this? Anybody that is pro-immigrant, which is the entire far left. You have a Jewish mayor in Minneapolis, Jacob Frey.
Oh, I agree with you completely that Hasan Piker is completely wrong on immigration. Absolutely terrible. That's how I got banned in his chat. I dared say that a country should put its own citizens first. And that got me banned from Hasan Piker's chat. I'm not... That doesn't mean I want people to go after him for bullshit reasons of staying at a hotel in Cuba.
He let BLM destroy that city. And by the way, so did the Democrat governor there. They let Somalis commit fraud and steal taxpayer money.
The media is the problem with the Somali fraud. The media, in general, as a whole, covered it up, didn't properly inform the American people. Same thing, the problem with ICE. The problem with the ICE process is the media portraying... His portrayal of ICE is the root of the problem with Hasan Piker. I blame more the media than Hasan Piker that's reacted to it. Just like Asmongold. Hasan about ISIS is the same as Asmongold about Iran. On those topics, they're just captured by the mainstream media and are completely retarded. That's the way it is. blame the media for creating that environment. Don't blame Hasan Piker for being an idiot. Well, you could blame him for that, but there are too many idiots in the world if you could start worrying about that.
That they were sending as remittances to their clan in Somalia. That's not putting America first.
No. That money was going to fund the CIA operations in the Middle East. It's the Somalis are just a vector, just like drug running, to get dollars into the rest of the world, which the CIA directs. If all the money from Somali fraud was actually going to Somalia, Somalia would be booming economy. It's not. Why? Because the money isn't all going to Somalia. In the people that tried to trace the money that went from the Somali fraud, the last place they found it was Dubai. It was going to Dubai, and I guarantee you, it was not. It is not just going to prop up Somalia.
Either. If you are letting black people destroy your city because they're mad about racism, if you are letting Somalis steal taxpayer money to pay for Lamborghinis and real estate projects in Mogadishu, that's not America first either.
No, I completely support throwing all those Somalis in jail. They were part of a fraud against America. But I'm just pointing out that the masterminds of this fraud weren't the Somalis.
And yet, many people that criticize Israel for every other reason, they love the pro-BLM, pro-immigration cause. They are not America first. They are our enemies.
The enemies is the media, the establishment that has divided our country by, like on Iran, portraying Iran as evil, portraying ICE as evil. The media that does that, portraying Russia as evil, Ukraine good, that has lied about all these important subjects to the American people. The enemy is the establishment, the mainstream media. People deceived by the mainstream media, that'll solve itself once you solve the mainstream media problem, once you get the truth out.
So I don't care how anti-Israel Hasan Piker is. I don't care at all. Because he is in Minneapolis making sure that Somali refugees can steal money from Americans.
I mean, ultimately, people that are pro-Israel is because they consume mainstream media and they haven't seen all the videos of the horrors going on in Gaza or the genocide that happened to Christians in Syria. They just, because that was kept from them by mainstream media. The Hassan's crowd, they are pro-immigration because the truth of all the rapes and all the crimes committed by migrants is hidden from them by mainstream media. It's actually the same mainstream media that they know, that Hassan's audience know lies about what's going on in Gaza, in Israel. They know the mainstream media lies about it. They trust that same media when reporting on immigrants and immigrant crime. It's like the media that completely says there's nothing bad going on in Gaza. It's all fine. There's no one starving. They also say, oh, there's no migrant crime, there's no migrant rape, that's also... And one part of it they trust, and the other part of it they know is a lie. It's insane. No, both are lies.
That's not America first. He is in Minneapolis making sure that BLM can get away with burning down the city and abolishing the police so that white people, or really any other American citizen, can't ride on public transit safely. That's not America first either. And this goes well above and beyond a difference of opinion. It's not like you have your opinion on the third world rape of America and I have my opinion. You're in favor of it. I'm against it. They will use violence to further their objectives. Hasan Piker is a far left ideologue. He thinks that if you believe...
They are being radicalized to be used as weapons, yes, by mainstream media. But who is radicalizing them? That's the problem. It's like if your family member goes to a cult and then starts believing incredibly harmful things, committing crimes for that cult, do you blame your family member or the cultist that brainwashed them? It's the cultist leader. The brainwasher is the problem. Your family member is someone you try to save.
That non-white immigration is incompatible with America. He believes you are a racist. He believes you are a Nazi. What do far-left people want to do?
And why does he believe that? Because that is what the mainstream media and colleges have been propagandized people to believe. Fight that ideology. And And I don't mean physically, I mean with words.
Nazis. They want to kill them. At the minimum, maybe they won't do the dirty work themselves. They will mobilize people to kill you, and then they will celebrate. Charlie Kirk was not even...
And they believe that because they've been lied to so much. Like, for example, that guy that was deported to Venezuela, yeah, and then was brought back, and then that beat his wife, that was a human trafficker, but the media portrayed him like just this innocent man from what was it? Man from I forget the exact expression. They made him seem like he was just an ordinary American that was being deported. No, it's that framing that this is created by the media. You have to recognize what is the enemy. Fighting the left, fighting people like Hasan. That is how the deep state wins. They aren't the root cause. The fact that Hasan Piker's views are completely anti-establishment on Israel means they could potentially change on other issues too. Just like I expect Asmongold to one day wake up about Iran.
And far right. Charlie Kirk was some capitalist, basic bitch, conservative Trump supporter. He got shot in the face by who knows. Some people believe it was Israel. Some people believe it was a far left lone gunman. It's outside the scope.
I believe it was both. Well, in that it was definitely a far left gunman, but how did he get the plan to go to that rooftop? Who gave him the idea to shoot Charlie Kirk? Who gave him the plan? Okay, on this day, if you go to this building, then you'll have the good shot. Yeah, there's a lot of logistics to work out there. I don't believe in the plan to shoot Charlie Kirk was a one-man operation. One shooter, yes, but the plan, I think there was more people involved with that. And so who was the people on Discord that were helping him set up the Charlie Kirk shooting?
With this conversation, Charlie Kirk was murdered. He wasn't even far right. He was not a racist. He was not a bad guy even. He was a mild-mannered...
It's a tragedy, and if he hadn't been killed, maybe we wouldn't have been in this idiotic Iran war.
Basic conservative. Hasan Piker and all these other left-wing Israel critics, they all celebrated and made light of it because they said, well, Charlie Kirk was a racist Nazi, so he deserved to die for spreading his poison.
Yes, that wasn't good. The left has been radicalized. But, yeah, I'm not... Yes, Hasan does push it the envelope by hinting at violence sometimes, like that tweet with the gun towards the senator, I think. It's bad. He's done. If you want to go after him for that, for pushing the envelope and calling for violence and getting him deplatformed for that, I wouldn't object. But you're going after him for staying at a hotel in Cuba.
So it's not even enough that Hasan Piker and his comrades and allies will deploy to LA to make sure that no illegal immigrants get deported. It's not enough that they'll deploy to Minneapolis to make sure that Somalis can scam you out of money or black people can abolish the police. If you get in their way in any meaningful sense, they will sign your death warrant.
The most extremists of them, yes. But you can't hold the entire left, the actions of the entire left for a few extremists. Punish the extremists. Go after the media that is propagandizing and causing people to become radical. That is the solution. Not going after people like Hasan Piker. Hasan Piker isn't the one radicalizing people. It's the media and their portrayal of the facts. The portrayal of the facts is the underlying root cause of that. And the facts, that's created by mainstream media. That mainstream media narratives. That's the root cause.
They will send people to your house to try to kill you. They will get you fired from your job. If you say the N-word, if you say an untoward remark about black people, if in any way you indicate that you're problematic about gays and trannies, minorities, women, whatever, they say you're a Nazi, we're going to get you on tape, we're going to get you fired from your job, and if you get too influential...
Yes, but that is... cancel culture is basically mostly over at this point. It's not completely, but it's like Harry Potter boycott failed completely as an example. The tide has turned on that already.
well, we will just try to get you murdered. And you think that we need to be advocating for these people? These people are on our side? We got to be looking out for them when they get hit by the Trump administration because of the precedent? There is no leg to stand on with these people. They hate us. And let's just take it to the final point, which is maybe the most important thing. Why is Hasan Piker against it?
_the_ drawer.
Hi, Wyatt. We're watching a Nick Fuentes video, and he's saying I'm disagreeing with him rather vocally. So after that, I'm up for whatever. Nice to have you here.
Israel. Him and all the other left-wing ilk, they are not against Israel for any reason other than they perceive Israel as a national socialist state. Period. Bottom line, end of story. And that is in all of their rhetoric. They have no problem with Judaism as such. They have no problem with Jewish identity as such, or the Jewish oligarchy, or any of this. They have a problem with what they perceive to be as a right-wing strain of hyper-nationalist Zionist ideology. They are mad that Israel is trying to annex Gaza and indigenous people are being pushed around by a lighter-skinned colonial power. That is how the left perceives.
Some on the left, but some on the left just see the death, the starving children, the Gaza being leveled, and they're horrified by that, just like people on the right. It's called being human.
This issue. But they will not talk about Jews. They will not talk about Jewry. They will not talk about the Talmud. They are not interested in those conversations.
Yeah. I don't even know what that last one was.
Any of them, whether it's Haz al-Din, whether it's Hasan Piker, whether it's Destiny, whether it's Naomi Campbell, whether it's any of these people, they will all maintain this has nothing to do with Jews or them as a group or a Jewish oligarchy. They view all of that as a form of racism or racialism. To them, the problem is
Zionism.
Is ideological. They see Israel as being captured.
You have... Jews are not a monolith. There is something, there's Zionists within the Jewish community, and that belief, the greater Israel, and desire to take land, and that is the root of all the problems in the Middle East.
By right-wing nationalists, and that poses this incidental problem over there. But it's not specific to Jews or their religion or their history or their identity or their ideology, and the scope of the problem has nothing to do with the global Jewish community, their transnational influence, or any of that. And what this means, to arrive at my point, is that if you do believe any of those things, they also consider you to be the enemy. If I go out there and say the problem is we have a Jewish oligarchy, the United States must put itself first, we need to assert a distinct identity.
The Jewish oligarchy you mentioned is an outcropping of the deep state. It is it's on the same level as Gulf monarchs. That it's part of the dollar hegemony of the world. It's one vector of deep state's influence. It's not the root of the problem. It is a problem, but it's not the root cause.
As a European Christian nation, contra these ideological interlopers that want to impose liberalism or communism or...
Yeah, you have also Bohemian Grove type stuff. As an example, that's not Jew and that's secret society, whatever. You have the globalist one world order, that in Europe, that group of people. That's a big part of the problem, as much as it's they're trying to drag us into war with Russia and Ukraine. They're just as big a problem as this Jewish oligarchy you keep mentioning. Jewish oligarchy is not the only problem. It is one facet of the rot that has gripped America.
Some kind of ideology that only enshrines their power further, they will call me a genuine anti-Semite. They will say that I am a genuine Nazi. That's genuine Nazi ideology, genuine anti-Semitism. And further, they will say that because of what that is, I should be silenced, censored. That constitutes hate speech. I should be debanked, deplatformed, all the rest of it. And the point is, these people are never going to cross the aisle and join arms with us. They are never going to link up and combine forces for some...
Oh, I think you're wrong on that one. When the dollar collapses, it's going to be one hell of a unifying moment where everyone gets together and hates everyone responsible for it. And so at that point, yeah, the left and right divide will stop mattering.
Kind of third candidate that's going to put Israel in our place. That is never going to happen. And I've basically been saying this the entire year. I said this at the beginning of the year. I think I said this all throughout last year. Make no mistake about it. That whole left-wing socialist ideology, it is not anything that is compatible with America First and nationalism and what we are trying to do over here. So I look at this problem in the country right now, which it should just be said, there is actually a problem of left-wing violence. These people are being radicalized and mobilized.
They, again, because of Trump, Republicans have become the anti-establishment party, and the establishment is mobilizing leftists through the media, is leveraging the media to create radicals, to try to silence these anti-establishment voices like you on the right.
Against the right wing. Charlie Kirk was shot at and left-wingers celebrated. That healthcare CEO was gunned down and everybody celebrated. The Palisades fire was set by some eat-the-rich left-wing populist. All of this is going on, and it is being egged on by people like that. I think this is one of the legitimate uses of government power, that you go after those people that are encouraging their audience to go out and commit
use of government power. So you doing trumped up charges against someone you don't like? Are you really on that level, Nick Fuentes? This staying at a hotel in Cuba should not be something the United States investigates. I'm sorry. If you're supporting something that bullshit, then you're almost part of the problem, because you have no convictions, no morals, no anything. There's right and wrong. If it was going after Hasan Piker for something with a hint of legitimacy, maybe I could get a bit behind it. Maybe. If it was something where he clearly did something illegal, then it would be easy. I could completely 100% support going after Hasan Piker. But no, staying at a hotel in Cuba is not something that you should go to jail for or be deplatformed, or anything should happen to you for that. Anyway, I think that's enough for now. Yeah, I have raged enough. I disagree with Nick Fuentes on this one. This will be on YouTube. Like and subscribe. You can watch on Kick or Twitch. And I'll see you next video. Bye.